Welcome to No Marshal Needed. This week we're talking about Korea, Korean food, racing,
trucks,
and everything else.
You've been travelling just before Christmas, which is why this episode's a little bit late. You went off, travelled 5,500 miles to Korea. How did the event come about?
Yeah, Korean organisation. There's a group of guys there that have a really good track, indoor track, as you could see in the videos. And they emailed me one day and asked me to go to a race.
Many other Europeans, Americans, who else?
Yeah, there was a lot of good drivers. The Korean organisation wanted to put on the best race they possibly could, so they invited many international guys. A few to name: myself, Orlowski, Paul Crompton was there, Kota Akamoto from Kyosho from Japan was there, Kayuki Kato, who super fast young guy, really lovely family, he was there. Scott Ernst was there. Normally he's on the other side of the microphone, but he was racing, so it was really cool. They put on a great event. There was a lot of fast locals because the track was pretty difficult, so after the first couple of days, the local guys were fast for sure. So yeah, it was a great event. It was a bit cold, but it was good.
First of its kind for them?
I think so, yeah. Korea's had a lot of big touring car races in the past,
okay,
but not so many off-road ones. And Kim, the track owner, and his crew of guys really wanted to put on a great event, and they did.
The venue, from the footage we've got, the venue looks, proper, like permanent EOS style event. Was there much around the outside? Is there a touring car track, anything else there that they've got going on, or was it purely off-road?
It was purely off-road. It was on the second floor, a bit like the old maritime place. But yeah, it was on the second floor of a building, so we had to go up some steps to get there. But yeah, it was good. It was a permanent track. It's a few guys who are really passionate about the hobby. The Korean organisation, the track is on the second floor of a building.
Okay,
it's pretty cool. We've had it a few times here in the UK. Yeah, they built a permanent off-road track. It's an industrial area. There's nothing else about. It's purely made for purpose. They have an indoor pit too, but it's not so big. So actually, we were pitting on the rooftop in a tent, and it was like 2 degrees or something. So it was a bit cold, but we had some heaters, but it was still freezing nonetheless, as you can see from the snow in the video. But yeah, it was cool. The carpet was a little different, but it had good grip. It was pretty difficult to see the track at times because you're inside. It was pretty dark and the carpet was like black, so it's really hard to distinguish, especially the steps, exactly where they were. Apart from that, well-run event. The guys have a lot of dedication to what they're doing, so onwards and upwards for them.
That's good to hear. Now, the other thing you brought back with you is the footage of the food while you're travelling, because obviously, you get to go to different places, and for us guys, it's like, normally like a McDonald's or a Greg's on the way back or whatever. Do you want to talk us through some of the delicacies? Is that the politest way of putting it?
Yeah, well, I like Asian food and Korean barbecues and stuff. I love Korean barbecues. But we did have a few random ones. Like we went to a pork place, it was, and one of the appetizers was baby moths. Yep, still
moths,
kind of,
as in butterfly-esque moths.
Yeah, butterfly-esque moths, still kind of cocooned. I tried one. It tasted like it wasn't really for me. It was a bit like eating dust, if I'm honest. That's kind of
okay.
that's how it tasted. But apart from that, the food was good. I mean, the lunch food and the burgers and stuff they did were ridiculously good. Some of the best trackside food I've had for a long time. So, yep, it was all good on the food front.
Now, a little bit about dice that we've got footage of is the bit in the hotel lobby foyer, where they've got recognition of the event going on. Now, I thought that was a really nice touch from them. Was that actually like right next door to the track, or is it just something that was known, or the events wanted to put on, or was it actually like the community knew this big event was happening?
Well, it wasn't really that close to the track. It was like 10-minute drive or whatever.
Okay.
Obviously, I guess it was the host hotel, so they knew something was happening, so they've put up the banners and stuff, which was really cool to see. You walk in and see your face on the wall. So, yeah, they obviously advertised quite well, and it's really good to see stuff like that happening, trying to get people into RC and trying to get it bigger and better than what it is.
That's good. So which classes did you do, 2 and 4, or did you take the truck?
No, 2 and 4 drive, the only 2 classes that were there. So yeah, they got rocked around.
We're fresh back from the Milton Keynes Grand Prix, which is a British Grand Prix for the carpet season in the UK. For those that are watching overseas, haven't heard of it. And probably the biggest event outside of the Nationals. Fair to say?
I think it's bigger than the Nationals, really, in terms of entries and stuff. You could say it was a bigger event than the Nationals. And we have international drivers as well, so I'm throwing that out there. Well,
that's fair enough. We know that there was probably the most oversubscribed event I've seen us have in forever. So fair play to people like Paul Upton, Matty Owen, and everybody else who were behind it, because they just did a sterling job. We've got some footage that'll be coming up as you're listening to us, and the key things here is just how much notoriety the event's got in such a short time. It's only the second year of running, and already we're starting to see more overseas people coming in. We had international drivers turning up. Obviously we had Quello and Bayer turning up, and obviously then you and Neil going head to head with everybody as usual. And all the way down to the lower levels. I mean, 180 plus two-wheel drive drivers, 170 plus four-wheel drive, and of course the trucks. So, first proper race I think has been in the UK. It can really say at full level with F1s driving, trucks getting involved, and of course we touched on the trucks in the first episode. What changes have you made to the truck?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's made for dirt racing, the truck. We still have a layback gearbox in this one, but I went with it because our other gearbox wasn't ready. Let's just take the body off. I mean, we'll see what we can see here. So the major thing I had to do to the truck was put roll bars on. I tested in the week before, and it was a bit of a handful about roll bars, wanting to throw yourself over and tie yourself in knots. So chucked a two-wheel drive 1.2 roll bar on the back, and the new truck roll bars are coming soon. I modified a two-wheel drive one for now, just on the front. That's a 1.4. I then had to chuck buggy springs on, because obviously on carpet we want to run quite low ride height, which the truck springs would not allow us to do. So I chucked some Racing Performer purples up front, greens on the back. Drilled the pistons, went to 1.7 in the front and 1.8 in the back.
Whereas what are those stock?
Stock is 1.6, 1.7.
Okay.
So same as the normal buggy stock piston. Had to drill them out because basically the car just felt super lazy. I don't know if it's because of the amount of oil inside, that it just had so much more travel movement that with the small hull piston it was just too lazy. So changed that, chucked a gear diff in, and then rolled with it really. And it was good. It got better. It understeered a little to start with, and we changed a few bits on the setup, and the car got better and better and better. And ran the same set of tyres the whole race, so wasn't gluing too many tyres. No inserts in the back, and a standard foam insert in the front. Blues all round from Schumacher, and it was good to go. I think it handled awesome. I think the lap times were not too far off two-wheel drive lap times.
The bit about the trucks is, as we touched on, but we could actually see it in real life, was how much attention the trucks got compared to the buggies. Because there were no big jumps like we had last year. Okay, we had the huge wall ride, but we didn't have the huge jump complex that we had last year. The trucks were getting the attention all the way through because it was something bigger on site. These two are going around like, guided missiles, and this wasn't slow, but it's something that's a bit more, it looks a bit more.
It's more cumbersome.
Yeah, it has a novelty factor to it.
Yeah,
that
cool.
People, and it is slightly slower compared to the others, compared to the other formats. And I think that people were getting an appreciation of what's going on. There was one bit I was walking off to get a coffee or something, and the people behind me were talking about the race, and they were just spectators and or shoppers really. And they said, I don't know how they do it, and they go, I don't know how they're getting the trucks around, and they're putting them around the corners, which for a lot of us who are racing is, we're used to seeing, our car 30, 40, 50, 60 feet away going around an apex, or varying degrees around an apex, I should say. But they were going, I don't know how they do it. So people were being really respectful and weren't treating it as toys, which I thought was really nice. They could appreciate what it was. And I think, you know, the trucks were gathering more views because it was something they could appreciate a little bit more than just how fast. You know, you looked at the times the four-wheel drives are doing and how fast they're going. For us, it's quite familiar. And even so, you know, watching the F1s or the EOS standard, you know, top level A main drivers was good. You know, great to see something like that, and just put out some trucks, got 8-10 people up of Joe Public, and then go, right, okay, we're going to run a 5-minute race, and you know, it's all done. All you've got to do is just get round. We've taken care of everything. Come and have a go. I think that would be, you know, an idea. Just bouncing off what you said there. That could be something that would really then, you know, people would walk away talking about it more if they've actually done it and been involved. And I think, yeah, maybe it's an idea for the Silverstone crew if you know, if we can get enough trucks and stuff together for your next one, and I hope you do the next one. Throw it out to the public, and I think you get us lot cheering it on anyway.
Yeah, and you make it fun, you make people enjoy it, and they're going to come back and do it again.
Yeah.
You know, how I got into racing is I watched some people doing it, I had a go, I loved it, and that was it. I'm still here 20 years later.
What have you got coming up in the diary?
So next week, one of the biggest races in the States, Reedy Race. So I'm flying out to that next week. Try and do well. You know, it's a hard format. Every race is a race. It's not qualifying and finals, so it's you need a little bit of luck, you need to be fast, and you need a good racing head on your shoulders. So that's coming up. Obviously joining my new teammate Cavalieri, as well as my old one Maifield, and a bunch of new guys they've got to add to our existing team. So it's going to be pretty fun for that, I think. Good for Yokomo.
Joe Pillard seems to have really expanded out the Yokomo team.
Yeah, I mean, he's took his job, and we knew he was good at his job before, but he's really pushed forward and got guys on board who are good ambassadors for the sport and for the Yokomo brand. So he's doing a good job. Good job, Joe.
Now thinking about Cavalieri joining the team. Okay, it's been weeks really since at most since it's officially announced. You've got a car. Ryan's got a car. He's the odd guy out.
I know, and he's. I don't know what we're going to make for him. Maybe he can have a truck or a four-wheel. You know, he's top driver. He had his first race with Yokomo this weekend, just gone at CRCRC.
I think you missed one.
RC. No. So yeah, and you know, he didn't win, which is still a great result. I think he was still like 5th and 6th and stuff, so still a fantastic result for him. But you know, he always wants to win, so he'll be looking to make amends at Reedy Race, I'm sure. And he's only going to get stronger as the year goes on. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe they'll have a 4-wheel drive Cavalieri edition, or maybe, you know, they'll change one of the other ones up. But we'll see. But yeah, and then on from there, we're going to Montpellier. So some more development for the Infinity car. Nice low traction track. It's a permanent track, so it's pretty hard to learn. I haven't been there for a few years, so I'm looking forward to going there and seeing how that goes. And we've driven on a few high grip tracks of recent, so it'd be good to get on the low grip stuff again. It's going to be cold and shiny.
On the subject of the CRCRC event, oh yeah, I missed one. Obviously Ryan, who we're hoping to have on in maybe the next episode. Subtle hint. Work that.
Yep. Ryan Maifield days, not Cavalieri. Maybe we can have them both.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, we'll get them both on.
That'd be awesome. Obviously did very well. If memory serves, and having read it recently, I think he won and TQ'd with the 4-wheel drive and got seconds with the 2-wheel drive and the truck, and we've got, you know, fair play on what's been happening there with his results on that, and I'm guessing that is very much for him the warm up for Reedy.
Yeah, you know, it's the first big race of the year for the American guys. It is the warm up for Reedy. Shim was there. Shim went over, so you know, he got to work with them two guys a little bit. Yeah, good results all round. Obviously, with American races, it's kind of open tyre races. Everyone's on different tyres and different cars and stuff. And Reedy Race is controlled tyre, so you really get a good feel for where people are at Reedy Race.
Who's
controlled? Yeah.
Who's the?
So they have one of each. Obviously, the two big players in the States for temp scale are Proline and J Concepts.
Mm-hmm.
So they take one brand for each class. Last year, in the previous years, it's always been J Concepts on a 2-wheel and Proline on a 4-wheel, but this year it's swapped.
Okay.
So we're going to have Proline on a 2-wheel and we're going to have J Concepts on the on the 4-wheel.
And the subject that is never really touched on in the UK for off-road, do they source?
Yes. So yeah, it's controlled sourcing.
Okay.
So our tyres have to stay in overnight and stuff, and we go to a controlled sourcing area where they have a source that's mixed just for the event. So yeah, the only thing you can really vary is how you cut your inserts. I think you're allowed to do almost what you want.
Okay.
And how long you source.
So when you get over to the Reedy with everyone over there, will it be team pitting? Will it be country pitting? How's it actually away from the track stuff? How does it actually all work away from there?
So Reedy Race, you have two classes. For those who don't know, you have an invitational class, which you have to qualify for by being top 10 at Euros or being top 10 Japanese nationals, top 10 at FEMCA, top 10 at Raw nationals. Basically, the cream of the crop.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have to be qualified in, so you have to be a pretty good driver. And they stick those guys on their own. Mm-hmm. So there's 30 spots, and we have 30 invitational spots away from the open class, and then you pit in your teams on them spots. So say there's me, Maifield, Cavalieri, JP Richards, we would pit on the invite section in a Yokomo team.
Okay.
And then if you're on open, I think you can go wherever you want. I don't think they put your names out. You know, it's first come, first serve, whack. But they're just, on the tables next to us. So they can't encroach into the invite area. I don't know. It keeps the invite guys together, which is cool, and people can get to us easy enough if they want to come and ask questions. So, but obviously everyone tries to pit with their friends or their teams on the open side of things too.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for watching No Marshal Needed. This is all from us for now. If you want to watch episode 1 here, if you want to subscribe, click here, and please leave comments below. Any questions you have, let us know.